welcome to Big Deal. Now, one can't really complain about the action on the deal street. Now, consolidation, stressed asset resolution, all those themes, remember, that we have been talking about for several months are now unfolding. Now, another big theme on my radar is going to be the telecom sector, yet another disruptive phase there, and its impact needs to be seen going forward. Now, one deal that has been pending for several months is the stake sale in SBI Cards, and GE has finally exited their joint venture with SBI on the cards business, and Carlyle has come in as a minority investor there. Let's take it straight to the vertical head at State Bank of India. MD Dinesh Khara is joining us. Mr. Khara, so good to have you on Big Deal. Now, my first question, it's a deal which has been pending for a long time, but it is also ramping up the valuations when it comes to your SBI Cards business. So what does Carlyle bring to the table, and what kind of valuations have you clocked in with this transaction?
Thanks, Nisha, for having me on the channel. Well, of course, as far as the Carlyle is concerned, this recent deal which you have entered into in case of SBI Card, we are actually improving our stake from 60% to 74% in the front-end company, and in the back-end company from 40% to 74%. The remaining holding of GE is being taken over by Carlyle. So that is the kind of an arrangement which has been put through. The valuation is more than $1 billion for both the companies. And as far as the timelines are concerned, we are now in the process of obtaining the required approvals from Reserve Bank of India, and whatever else are the formalities required to be completed. So all that will be done. So that's how this deal is structured.
So the valuation's upwards of $1 billion, upwards of 7,000 crore rupees. Would you agree?
Yeah, around that number.
All right. Talk to us about the rationale of this valuation, and what have been the valuation drivers in this particular transaction, Mr. Khara? The front end and back end operations in which SBI has increased the stake. So, of course, you have committed some money as well in that. Actually,
see, the valuation driver happens to be one, the ability of distribution, ability of ramping up the card issuance, and also the company's ability to encourage more and more spending, and also what kind of rollovers they have. So the valuers have evaluated the company on these various counts, and they could figure out that the company has got a huge potential going forward. So that is one of the reasons why they have come forward with this kind of evaluation. The other piece is why we have gone for Carlyle is essentially because Carlyle is having they've got the global experience. They sit on many of the similar companies across the globe, and since we have already become number 2 in SBI Card as far as the card companies are concerned in the country, our objective is to make the company future ready and to assume the leadership position at some point of time going forward. So that is the reason why we have thought in terms of Carlyle, so that they can bring in best of the practices from many companies across the globe, and that is something which we are looking forward.
So, Mr. Khara, the objective is also to make SBI Cards future ready. So, in terms of your strategy, is merger of back-end as well as front-end operations also one of the strategies going forward? And that's the reason why SBI has increased its stake to 74% in both back-end and front-end operations of the SBI Cards?
Yes, of course, we have a plan of action in this direction, which of course will be sometime down the in future, sometime there. But the idea is that, when this company came into existence way back in 1998, those were the days when the mechanized processing was not as strong as possibly it is today. So we feel that over the period of time, the State Bank, the parent, also has acquired necessary technical skills, necessary, they have improved their ability of handling very large number of data in a very proficient manner with the help of machines. So we have that natural skill within the parent, and also now, as you know, we would not like to have much of redundancies into the system. So by keeping 2 separate companies, there were some redundancies which we can get over after merger, and which will also further improve the profitability of the company.
All right. So merger of back-end and front-end operations of SBI Cards very much on the cards. But Mr. Khara, the number that I still want is how much is being committed by State Bank of India to increase its stake, because from 60 and 40 in front-end and back-end, now it's up to 74% in each of them.
Yeah, we have, in terms of amount, it would be around 1,200 crores.
Right, Mr. Khara. So that's the big deal this week. And SBI Cards transaction has been concluded. And that's also going to ramp up the sum of the parts valuations from this vertical for State Bank of India. Now, another bit that I will be very interested in talking about and quizzing you more about would be the SBI Life IPO. And Mr. Khara is the vertical head for that as well. That is going to be after a very short break.